We do not, however, propose to examine or decide the above issues here, except to observe that courts should not exceed or overlook the limitations placed by the code with reference to costs in civil litigation. Insofar this case is concerned, even though the order relating to costs may not strictly be correct, we do not propose to interfere with the same in exercise of our jurisdiction under Article 136, as the order has not resulted in any injustice. It is stated that the respondents have already deposited the costs. The time for deposit of costs by the petitioner is extended at his request by a month from today. We would, however, like to refer to two aspects of the order of the High Court relating to costs. The first is whether a court, having reached a conclusion that a party deserves to be prosecuted for perjury, should let him off with what it considers to be a stiff penalty by way of costs on the ground that courts are overburdened with work. It is also to be noted that huge costs of the order of rupees 50,000 or rupees 1 lakh are normally awarded only in writ proceedings and public interest litigations, and not in civil litigation, to which sections 35 and 35A are applicable. The second aspect relates to the recipient of the costs. In para 38 of the impugned judgment, the High Court specifically stated that it had decided to saddle the parties with heavy costs to be paid to the state, which spends money on judicial infrastructure. Having said so, in para 39, the High Court directed that the costs should be paid to the Delhi High Court Legal Service Committee. Once the court held that costs had to be paid to the state, it should have directed payment of the costs to the state and not the High Court Legal Service Committee. No litigant should be made to feel that heavy costs are being levied in some cases by judges to create a corpus or expense fund for the High Court Legal Service Committee or the State Legal Service Authority. While levy of an uniform token, sum as costs payable to the Legal Service Authority Committee by way of a deterrent fine in regard to non-compliance with procedural requirements, delays in representation of papers, etc. may not be objectionable. Levy of huge amounts as costs in selected cases made payable to the legal service authorities may invite adverse comments and evoke hostility to legal services in general. We have also come across the cases of costs being levied and made payable to some non-party charitable organizations. The Delhi High Court Legal Services Committee, when it receives the sum of rupees 2 lakhs as costs from the parties, shall make over the same to the state government as directed in para 38 of the impugned judgment. Let a copy of this order be sent to the Delhi Legal Services Committee for compliance. Both the courts held that the petitioner had not approached the court with clean hands and that he had failed to prove any concluded contract for sale. High Court found that the defendants in the suit were also not above board in their conduct. It found that both sides were guilty of having lied on oath and deserved to be prosecuted. On the ground that courts were overburdened with litigation, The High Court decided that instead of directing prosecution, heavy costs should be levied on both petitioner and respondents to be paid to the state, which spends money on providing the judicial infrastructure. It then proceeded to impose exemplary costs of rupees 1 lakh on the petitioner and rupees 1 lakh on the respondents, and directed that the costs should be deposited with the Delhi High Court Legal Service Committee. Stop.